Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. I'm very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Well, this is what I love about the entertainment industry, the element of surprise. You never know what these people really mean. Just 2 weeks ago, Sony and Marvel, or should I say Sony and Marvel Studios announced that they were parting ways. They weren't going to make another Spider-Man movie together, and Sony would take that responsibility on their own. Right now, this is breaking at this moment. Who knows how long this video is going to take to upload. Basically, Sony and Marvel Studios are re-teaming to make a third Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland, which of course continues from Spider-Man Far From Home. Does this mean they're going to make many more films together? Who knows? I think they really had to dig deep to actually make this agreement, because Disney wanted a lot of money. So either Sony said, you know what, we're going to bend over, take what you want, or in the end they came to some compromise. I think what happened was, and I didn't realise this at the time, I don't think any of us realised this at the time, there was a lot of brinkmanship. Basically, Sony came out and announced it, and then basically even Kevin Feige said, you know, well, it was never going to last forever. Is this the last movie the MCU and Sony are going to do together, or will there be more? And it's very, very interesting, because only yesterday Sony announced a female character from the Spider-Man universe, and they were going to do a movie about her, and that's from the team who are making Morbius. So very interesting. So it's like, we should have guessed. We should have guessed that they're announcing that film because they won't be making the Spider-Man film. Because basically Sony own the movie rights to Spider-Man. But it's the MCU and Feige who are getting their hands dirty and doing all the donkey work. And, you know, these films have made big money. And of course, Sony are happy about this. Of course they never wanted to part company, because the truth is there's money in it. And that's what they care about. And of course, Marvel Studios want the Spider-Man property. He's the #1 character. They did want to make him the #1, the kind of lead to replace Tony Stark. So this was a very important deal for Sony financially and for Marvel Studios, because without Spider-Man, at this moment in time, what have they truly got? Now, I know it's a big thing that they bought Fox and they're getting the X-Men characters, you know, Wolverine, the Fantastic Four, which is massive for them. But with Sony fingers in so many pies now, especially with it just being revealed that he's going to develop a Star Wars film as well, this is very interesting. Don't forget, we were told the biggest of lies 2 weeks ago as well, that Feige had no time to do Spider-Man. Yes, no time to develop a film about Marvel Comics' #1 character. So this is absolutely massive news. And of course, all the Disney shields will have to change their underwear every half an hour. What do I think about Marvel Studios Spider-Man? I'm not overly impressed. The only thing I like about it really is Tom Holland. He's age perfect. He's a really good young actor, and he carries himself so well publicly. And I think that's important for anyone playing Spider-Man, Superman, Captain America, to keep that purity, that fantasy about you being the character that you play. And, you know, that lad, Tom, he's a fantastic guy. And I think, you know, there'll be a lot of comments. I think everyone, look, I think the fans from a whole will be happy. I think the die-hard comic book Spider-Man fans will be unhappy. All the people who were happy that this was happening, I was happy that Sony might get someone really, really big to run this and to do like an interesting Spider-Man saga. But that's not going to be happening now. We're going to be going along the same line. So it's obvious when all this was announced, this was brinkmanship. They did this to get the fans, you know, to cause trouble. So they had to come to a deal. So basically, they were both going at each other publicly. Oh, it's Marvel Studios' fault. Oh, it's Sony's fault. The truth is, they both got greedy. They couldn't come to an agreement, so they went public to pressure each other with public outrage. And that's what happened. Personally, as I say, I don't really have an affinity for Spider-Man within the MCU. It's going to look, it's going to continue. They left a great big cliffhanger. It would have been absolutely stupid for Feige not to. Whatever I think of Feige and Disney and the MCU, listen, this is a good, at the end of the day, I think this is a good thing, because they left a big cliffhanger, and it's really only Feige who really understood what he was going to do next. It would have been absolutely stupid not to allow him to finish his story and his art. Like it was stupid to kick Snyder off the Justice League movie. It's the same thing. It would have ended up shit if Sony had to get someone else to continue it. Now I know that is it John Watts? It's John Watts who probably would have still directed it. But anyway, Sony are relieved now because the creative element is down to Feige. They'll be happy. This is big news for Marvel Studios because, as I say, some exciting news for them because Phase 4 isn't exactly really that exciting. You need Spider-Man. I would think this film is going to make another $1 billion. They will come to another agreement for another 3 films. I'm sure of it. Sony know. Look, Sony know they made 2 Spider-Man films. That dunk didn't hunt. They made 2 Spider-Man films with Tobey Maguire and Raimi, which were amazing. And then the 3rd one didn't work out. Raimi left, but they know they can't really do it like Feige can. So I think everyone's going to be happy about this. We can all get about their business. We can all get about our business and carry on with our lives. So what do you think about Sony and Marvel Studios re-teaming for a 3rd Spider-Man movie starring Tom Holland? Tom Holland is back in the MCU. Of course, he never left. And also, it would have been insane to have a character who was inside the MCU and then be outside the MCU. How were they going to deal with it? The truth is, it would have been a big challenge. So they had to come to an agreement. They have, as I say, everyone's happy now, and we can get on about our business. So please comment down below. Let me know what you think about this news, and I'll try and reply to as many as I can. I shall be back either later on with some more breaking news for you, and I'll be back tomorrow.